Hello and thank you for watching this video. My name's Adam Butler. I'm the author of Butler's DMT Field Guide, and typically I'm making these videos about chapter summaries, recent podcasts, or publications that recently came out. However, this video is a little bit different. Over the past few months, it's really come to my attention that the rawness and authenticity of my story is what's resonating. It's not so much the spectacular stories about DMT or shrooms, talking about entities and whatnot, and I'm more than happy to talk about that. But it really seems to be about the mental health aspect, about sharing our voice, and about helping people. And this is why I've asked my niece Julie to join me for this video, because I want to add more of a personal take to this to really drive it home about how important these conversations are. And I'm making this video because today's my birthday. I'm 45 years old today, and I can honestly say I wouldn't be on this planet without the help of psychedelics, but more in particular without the help of this young lady sitting next to me. So I want to be able to thank her on camera and kind of put it out there for the world to see, as well as just share this message. So I pretty much mention in all of my podcasts, in all of my interviews, the beautiful women that I have in my life. I want to start with my mother, which is her meme. She's really been here for all of us. I mentioned my sister, my two nieces, and my girlfriend Alicia. And ideally, I'd like to get videos with them as well. But of all the people that I can't imagine having a better first video, it's like I said, it's with my niece Julie. So I asked Julie to ultimately sit here with me and hear this story. So that way, I think it can drive home the message of how important it is to be there for another person, even when you don't know how important that is. So I mentioned in my book how I went off for this long journey from Rhode Island to California, spent over a year on the road contemplating life, and at the beginning of that whole journey, I really didn't think I was going to make it. My plan was to walk off into the woods and not come back. And I had prayed, I had asked for help, I had asked for guidance, and I didn't get it for quite some time until what I thought was going to be the last day of my life. I remember standing on the beach in Northern California and pleading, saying that if I don't get an answer today, like this is it. This is the last time I'm going to be on this planet. And I was at peace with that. With all the shit that I had gone through, like I had worked out all my options, and that's what I was going to do. I left California, and I was driving home, and the plan was, at that point, drive off the road on one of these high cliffs and just end it. I figured it'd be painless, it'd be quick, and it'd be easy. That particular night, it was late at night, it was a hardcore rainstorm. I was driving down the middle of nowhere and pitch black rain, and I figured that was it. I'd said my byes and I was going to end it. And that's when I got a booming voice, basically from God, about Julie, saying somehow, some way, to stay here for her. Prior to this, her and I had talked about some mental health issues, about our family history, about bullshit, and the story and emotions that her and I shared really resonated, and I didn't quite know how or what it was going to pan out to be, but my thought to myself was, fuck, if I could just help her, that would be worth me keeping my own life or saving my life. And then I was like, well, fuck, if I could help her, maybe I could help 10 people. And if I could help 10, then what the fuck, like, let's just do this and try to help the world, as corny as that sounds. But it all started with her and wanting to be somehow here to see her story and her life unfold. I don't have any kids of my own, so I've never had that growing up. And I was really putting a lot of faith in what this young lady could do. And that's why I asked her to talk or be with me here today in this video. And I will ask you to talk at some point. But like I said, on my birthday, I'm getting ready to leave this weekend to take another cross-country trip. And it's to help her move into med school out on the West Coast. And, several years ago, I didn't think I was going to make it. Julie was going through some shit, and I don't want to speak for her, but she thought about potentially not making it. If either one of us were gone, I'd like to say the other person would be gone, in which case my mom would be fucking gone, because her meme is, we're her people. If us three are gone, then the whole thing tumbles down. So I sit here 3 years later, excited as fuck to take another trip out west to help her move to med school, and just really show the purpose of this video was to show really what can come out of a bunch of bullshit, darkness, depression, anxiety, stress, depression, and ultimately suicidal ideation. if you can get through it, there is light at the end of it. There is love at the end of it. And there's amazing connections and interactions that you can have. And here we are, I think, getting ready to take the next steps in each one of our lives. And it's because of, in my case, plant-based medicines, psychedelics, DMT, shrooms, and really just a lot of self-reflection. And I want to introduce Julie because I always talk about how much faith I have in the younger generation, how they look at life in a different way, how they filter things through a different perspective. They are approaching mental health issues in a different way, and she's actually going to school for that very reason, to come up with better ways of dealing with our societal issues when it comes to mental health problems, whether that be natural, holistic, alternative methods, including plant-based methods. But it's people like her that I have faith in changing the world, and it's her as an individual why I'm here today, honestly. And so I thank you, I thank your generation, I thank what passion you're bringing to the next generation of the world. And I guess if I hand it over to you now, if there's any message to the uncles out there that were alcoholic and suicidal, like, stay there for your nieces. If there's, a message to your fellow college students about not drinking, about not doing drugs and prescription pills, if anything you want to say to your future clients or to whatever, I just want to offer you the space to say anything you'd like and to receive my ultimate gratitude and love, because I fucking love you.
I love you. You made it through most of the way without crying.
Yeah, which is good.
Little bit of context. I just graduated my undergrad. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology now, and I'm a registered counselor. And I'm not going into traditional, like, Western medicine, traditional, so to speak. I'm going into naturopathic medicine. So plant-based holistic medicine, focusing on gut health and hormones, and the goal is to more or less integrate both of my degrees with one and, work on the mental health aspect of medicine and go at it from this aspect of plant-based medicine, because the gut-brain connection is so incredible. And if it's something that, like, you as a viewer have never looked into, I'd highly recommend doing a deep dive because it's so fascinating. But yeah, like, that's just kind of the end goal, is to help people like myself and like Adam who needed the help when it wasn't there. Unfortunately, a lot of my mental health struggles came from both family aspects and, being a young teenage girl that was forced into hormonal birth control and didn't know how to navigate, being a young adult and, what a healthy sexual relationship was supposed to look like, what a healthy romantic relationship was supposed to look like, what a healthy relationship with, alcohol and marijuana or various other drugs was supposed to look like, because we, as a society, have such a skewed perception on what those relationships in our lives are supposed to mean and feel like. And, we come from a family that has a lot of addiction that goes really far back. And I know, like, it's greatly and deeply impacted me, and I'm obviously it's greatly and deeply impacted you. So just educating, kind of everybody as a society as a whole, even just the people close around me, the best that you can do with it is, try and run with it. I remember really distinctly calling you, I don't even remember when it was. It was the end of this past year, and just being so defeated about seeing my classmates, like, going out and getting shit-faced on the weekend because, we're in college, so it doesn't count. Because I went to a party school, and, like, it wasn't abnormal for people to go out and get blackout drunk 3 days in a row. You start on Thursday and you go until Sunday, and, like, that was the norm, and it's not normal, and it's not healthy, and it's still addiction, regardless of if you're, 18 or 45. And that's something that I really struggled with in college, was navigating, being social and having really great friendships without the party aspect of things. And I want to emphasize, just because after I'm saying this out loud, it feels really stupid, I'm not like a narc. I did have a social life in college. much. I do have really fantastic friends. I do have a boyfriend. Like all of like I have fantastic people, and I was social. I didn't just like become a hermit because I didn't drink at a party school. But I do know people that did become hermits because they didn't drink at party school. So like I don't know, everything in moderation, everything in balance, and I think there's so much to be said about finding community and building community, and that whole like we need to go back to building a village. And I do believe in that wholeheartedly. And, you know, asking the people around you for help, whether it be like tangible things or like driving across the country with a U-Haul and a little Subaru. Or, you know, just having a shoulder to cry on. But, yeah.
And I guess maybe to wrap it up, about adding to what you just said about the importance of finding a community, that only happens if you have the balls to be comfortable in your own skin, to speak your own voice, to stand out at the college parties and say, no, I'm not doing the keg stands, I'm not doing the Jello shots, it's not okay just to drive after drinking 10 drinks. In my case, it's not okay just to drink every day because all your friends are. And I think the beauty of all of this is when we were kind of forming to what society was the normal, we were depressed, anxious, and didn't have a way out, and literally wanted to end it, where you start being comfortable walking your own path. And it's not that you don't give a fuck about what other people think. You resonate with the right people that are aligned with you. And like she said, you know, we have some amazing relationships. It's just with the people that are aligned with what we believe in. So yes, find your community, but make that community based around truth, honesty, integrity, open communications. And if I could maybe add to this too, the beauty of all of this is that it feels good. Like, it just feels so good to not to be depressed, to not be anxious, to not wake up hungover, to not have somebody holding your hair while you're puking. Like, it feels good to be connected to yourself, to source, to be happy, to be with your loved ones, and not dead. Not fucking dead because you're depressed, anxious, and you ran off the road. So, again, the purpose of this is mental health issues is no joke. Take it serious. If you've got an issue, there's people that you can reach out to, me included. If you feel as though you can help, like Julie, like I are doing now, if there's a lot of outlets for you to help, I'd be more than happy to connect them to you. But the message is, it's worth it if you can get through it, and it's fucking beautiful on the other side. And if there's somebody in your life that you love and appreciate, tell them that you love and appreciate them. Like I'm telling you now, I love you and appreciate you. Because I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen, so.
Ask the people that you love and appreciate for help. Human beings innately want to help. We innately want to love. That's why we're put here. Everyone's trying to find the meaning of life. The meaning of life is love.
And receive that help gracefully. If somebody offers it, take it. Give them the opportunity to give that gift, because it feels so good when you do that. Don't deny the other person the opportunity to give it to you. So, thank you, Julie, for doing this. This is the first non-cornily rewarded video. So, perhaps more if this resonates with you guys. Thank you.